You know what it is. It's Financial Friday. So this week, you already know, I got a good one. The topic for this week is the feds. All right. I'm going to tell you what the feds is all about. All right. The feds. The feds is a Federal Reserve System. All right. They actually regulate all the banks in the they actually regulate all the banks in the country. So let's just dive right into it. All right. The definition of the Fed. All right. The Federal Reserve System is the guardian of the nation's money, bankers, regulators, controllers, and the watchdogs, and all rolled out in one. Right. So basically, the feds, they monitor everything they got to do with money. The banks, the money, anything they got to do with monetary money, they got their hand in it. All right. So let's take it a step further. All right. So the feds, it's not one bank, right? It's actually a mixture of 12 separate district banks, right? And then it broke up. They branched out into 25 separate places around the United States. So that's crazy. Now you guys got to understand that. So basically it's 12 separate district banks, but it's 25 branches across the United States. That's what the feds is. So they everywhere. All right. Let's go even deeper. All right. So I'm gonna read you a little bit of something. All right. The feds play many roles as part of the responsibility to keep the economy healthy. The feds handles the day-to-day banking business of the U.S. government. It gets deposits of corporate taxes, right, for unemployment, withholdings, and income, and also of federal excise taxes on liquor, tobacco, gasoline, and regulate services like phone systems. All right. So the feds, right? You don't want to be caught up with feds, because if you get caught up in feds, you're gonna do a hard time now. So that's, you know, like a lot of rappers, a lot of prominent people who deal with a lot of money. If you don't take care of your money and you don't pay taxes, the feds gonna come get you. All right. The IRS, the feds and the IRS probably work together. All right. So let's take it a step further. All right. So it's 7 things that they actually do. All right. They regulate. All right. They regulate the economy to make sure the economy is run correctly. Right. They're involved with the banking system. They make sure the deposits, the treasury, and many government agencies make sure they take care of the deposits and withdrawal funds. Right. Also, they lend banks. All right, they can actually lend money to the bank. So if the banks are in trouble, they get their money from the feds. All right. Most banks don't like getting money from the feds because that means something wrong with their banking system, something wrong with their bank. So they don't really like asking. They really don't like asking the feds for money. All right. So they can lend money to banks. Also, they're auditors. Obviously, they make sure that you up to code. They make sure all the business affairs are together. Also, they controllers, right? They also they control the money. All right. If the money is owed, they make sure they take the money out and they shred the money out. They shred the money. So they make sure they recirculate the money with new money. Also, they're the guardians. All right. They're the guardians. They make sure they make sure the gold is used, like I had before. Like I think last week I talked about the gold standard, right? So the feds, they kind of store the gold. The gold is stored with the Federal Reserve, with the feds, all right? So all the gold in the United States is stored with the feds, all right, with the federal system. And also, they are administrators, right? The feds are also a national clearinghouse for checks. It facilitates quick and accurate transfers of funds in more than 15 billion transactions a year. So the feds got their hands in everything. This country is monitored by the feds. If it ain't, if feds don't got their hand in it, they're making sure that they taking care of. They're making the world go around, especially in the United States. The government, stocks, bonds, and all that good stuff. They regulate all that stuff. They make sure it's ran properly. All right. So the topic of this week is Fed, the Federal Reserve System. Right. They take care of stuff. I thought it was very, very intriguing what the Feds do. I mean, it's a lot of information right here. I couldn't get all of it in it, but I want to talk about a little bit because I thought that the federal system was very, very important to our economy. It helps our economy. It regulates our economy. It helps the banks. It regulates the banks. You know what I mean? It regulates the money. It circulates the money. It puts new money in, takes out the old money. Right? So if the banks need money, they loan them money. So they do everything they got to do with the banking system. They regulate that too. So the Fed does its job in this country. All right. So thank you guys. Cash made. Cut the check. See you at the top.